Now that the United States has negotiated with Iran over their nuclear program, of course, many conservatives don't agree with it. Many conservatives want to undermine it. But do they even know what the nuclear deal consists of? Well, AJ Plus asked this question when they met up with a bunch of Christians at a convention, and they asked about the Iran nuclear deal and whether or not they agree with it. The majority of them said, no, we don't agree with it, but it doesn't seem like they know much about it. Take a quick look at this video and we'll discuss more.
The Bible believing Christian, and I believe those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who do not will not.
It says in the Bible, we need to support Israel.
So that's important to you as a Christian?
As a Christian.
Even though it's a Jewish state?
Correct.
Okay.
Because in the end, they will see the light and they will become Christians.
The Jews in Israel will become Christians in the end?
Yep.
Okay.
If we back out of supporting Israel, as a strong Christian and believer in God, I think that his support of us will also go away.
Do you think at all about the Palestinian Christians who also live in the Holy Land who are affected by Israel's policies in a negative way?
I don't know how they're affected.
That I don't know a lot about.
I don't know enough about that case.
The Palestinians are very, I'm looking for a good word, they're opposed to Israel, and I understand that you can only coexist so long, and then you have to leave.
So that was the Conservative Summit in Iowa, and that was only a small snippet of this awesome video that they put together. It was very entertaining and also very informative. So check that out in the description box below. We provided a link for you guys.
So he says you're going to coexist for only so long. Then they got to leave. Leave where? Where are they going? First of all, you have them in a prison, right? Gaza Strip is a giant open-air prison. They can't leave. So what, are you going to drive them into the sea? You're going to drive them into another country? Where are they going to go? See, because as good Christians, they don't really give a damn, right? They care about Israel because it's in the Bible. I mean, reverse the positions. If in the Bible, instead of the Israelites winning, the Philistines won, right? They'd be like, Philistines, awesome, awesome. Guys, Israelites, who gives a shit? They gotta go. They gotta leave, right? And I'm so disappointed in Brienne of Tarth and her position on this.
Okay. I think the most troubling part about all of this is something that we, I guess, already knew, but this highlights it so perfectly. So many people base their decisions on the thoughts of someone else, right? So in this case, everyone in that video agrees with Benjamin Netanyahu, but they don't know why they agree with Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu is against the Iran nuclear deal because he wants the U.S. to invade Iran. That's the reason why he's against it, right? So do they know that? I don't know if they know that. And also, they're just basing their opinion on what Israel wants, when in reality, they have no idea what the nuclear deal actually consists of. They don't know. The nuclear deal is the most reasonable thing. We literally took the majority of their materials and we're monitoring them like crazy. Like, what more do you want?
Yeah, no, I want to give credit here because creator of Mad Men, Matthew Weiner, is a great guy, executive producer of Game of Thrones, Carolyn Strauss, Matthew Welk, COO of Village Roadshow, said they put together a letter saying, we're in the Jewish community and we're tired of people that pretend to be political leaders here speaking for all of us. We like the deal in Iran. We're all scared of Iran getting nuclear weapons. This prevents them from getting nuclear weapons. It's a great deal. So don't pretend to speak for us, okay? And I love that. And those guys actually care, obviously, about their own community, whereas these guys think, I care about Israel. As long as, during Armageddon, they all become Christians and stuff. I
know, that's another incredible part of the video. I mean, really, they're going to become Christians?
Well, actually, most of them aren't. During Armageddon, according to the beliefs of these Christians, most of them will die. Most of them will be killed when Jesus Christ comes back. But 144,000 will, come to their senses, and hence meaning millions of Jews will be wiped out, right? But 144,000 of them will become Christians and be saved.
Yes.
Are they not merciful? And these are the guys who support Israel, right? They don't know a thing about what's in that nuclear deal. They don't know a thing about Israel. And by the way, there's also another frustrating part here. Here in America, Israel, the issue of Israel is a logic-free zone, right? You don't have to have logic because Netanyahu is right, but when they had left-wing leaders, Israel was right again. The leader of Israel is always right. It doesn't matter where they are on the political spectrum. Left-wing, centrist, literally, we've had them all, okay? Right wing, right. But they all disagree. How can they all be right? Right? Yitzhak Rabin wanted a peace deal. He was a great man. He had other issues that you could be concerned about. But in the end, he wanted a peace deal. And he could have been a historic figure. Okay, how can you agree with him and Netanyahu, who doesn't want a peace deal at all? Right? So it doesn't make any sense, but it's okay. On the issue of Israel, all logic dissipates for at least our political leaders. There are great people who actually use their sense here that fight back and understand that we've got a good deal in the case of the Iran nuclear deal.
It's always dangerous to have unwavering support for anything, right? Even when it comes to, let's say, journalistic coverage of politics in the U.S., you shouldn't have unwavering support for one party or another because people are flawed and people make mistakes and people are illogical when it comes to certain things. The case of Benjamin Netanyahu and us being involved with supporting Israel is a perfect example of that. We shouldn't have unwavering support of someone just because he's the leader of Israel.
Yeah, if I don't like right-wingers here and I don't like him in other countries like Russia, Turkey, etc., why would I like right-wingers in Israel? I think they hurt their own country and their own people by driving them into more and more wars. So lastly, again, on this group that wrote the letter saying they approve of the deal, they said, look, do we trust Iran that they're going to do something out of the goodness of their heart? Of course not. And nobody thinks that. It doesn't matter where you are on the political spectrum. There's nobody going like, Iran will do wonderful things because they're good people. The mullahs in Iran are lovely, right? No, what they're saying is the reason we like the deals, we don't have to trust them. We can go into any of their nuclear facilities at any time, okay? And the United Nations can monitor their nuclear program, and we can even go into their military installations given a period of time, right? So that's why it's a good deal, because you're not trusting them. You're actually able to go in and verify it.